the tea? What's 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 the tea?
Hello everyone. I am the water bearer of the Water Bearers Tea, and in this video I am sharing how to mega boost your intuition to better hear the divine. Okay, I have already a full course all about how to connect more to the divine. Check that out under my spiritual courses, but this video is a special tip I'm going to be sharing to mega boost your intuition. Okay, and this is not something that you can do every day. This is kind of you can kind of pick a time, when you're really looking for strong guidance. If there's a certain decision you have to make and you really want to get clarity. If you're working on your clairaudience, if you're working on your connection to the divine, this is a great practice to do maybe around a new moon or a full moon, because you need 2 to 4 days to practice this. Okay. And honestly, you could, simplify the exercise and, bring it into your routine daily. But for the tips I'm bringing in, it's mainly for a set period. Okay. Again, like I said, in the course I share lots of tips. I think like 16 or 17 tips of how to incorporate and boost your intuition in your day by day. But this one is like it's like to take a vitamin, you know what I'm saying? It's like taking like an extra dose. This is like something that you can do in a certain, if there's a tough situation you have, or if you really need very strong clarity and want to understand divine will and making sure that you're tapped in with it, okay? So saying all of that, all right, the main way to mega boost your intuition so you can better hear from the divine is through fasting. Okay, fasting has been practiced for generations, all right, and you can go back to many different spiritual, codes and spiritual practices through time and see the impact and the benefit of fasting. And since I share lots of techniques, from new techniques to old techniques, all kind of different things that I've learned that have benefited me to help us in the current times and to help liberate us and move us more into the age of Aquarius, fasting has got to be one of them, okay? So I want to explain a little bit more of kind of the purpose of fasting. Clearly, it's done a lot for the physical benefits, but I think that, whatever physically you have, there's nothing physical that can occur without the spiritual first, okay? Because the spirit comes first, all right, and then we get manifestation, okay? So, tapping into the spiritual benefits of fasting is really going to help you in the long run, okay? So fasting, basically what a lot of it does, yes, it is, withholding nutrients from your body. But the point of that is because there's always polarity, there's always a balance in life, okay? We have the balance between hot and cold, you get what I'm saying? But in life, there's a balance between the material and the spiritual, okay? There's, certain decisions in life that we make that are more based on our material needs. And then there's also certain decisions that we have based more on our spiritual needs, okay? I feel that, since we are spiritual beings, it's good to incorporate more spiritual elements, but also we cannot deny our physicality. We are humans on earth and we have physical human needs, okay? But in society now, the way society is, we are driven very strongly by our root chakra, and we are a very materialistic society, okay? Where we focus on what we can see, touch, and feel, and we focus on satisfying what we can touch and feel on us, okay? A lot of the importance around the spiritual has been decaying over time, okay? But I'm glad for the age of Aquarius, because it is now time to bring that back, bring new awakening and awareness to things that are unseen, okay? The other half of reality, not reality, of existence, okay? You have the real world and the unseen world, okay? Think of the left brain and the right brain, okay? there is that balance. The masculine energy in life is about what we're doing, our physicality. The feminine energy is our beingness, who we are, our connection with the unknown, the divine. Okay, and so through fasting, what you're doing basically is denying yourself a lot of physical gratification, material gratification, by not eating. Okay. And let me just say, there's different ways to go into fasting. What I found to be the best for me is a period of 3 days, or you can do 2 days starting off, or some people push it 4 to a week. Okay, of it's basically an intermittent fast, but it's way longer than that. Okay, I break my fast at either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. All right, so waking up and I'm drinking only, coffee, teas, and water all through the day, and then having a meal that's not too heavy after 5 or 6. Okay, and then doing that for 3 or 4 days. All right, and that's the main practice. Okay, a period of where you set the intent to give up food for the majority of the day. Okay. Basically just giving up your natural routine and sacrificing a lot of what your body needs physically, so that the energy your body would use to digest the food, the energy you would use to eat the food as well, prepare it, all goes to the other realm, okay, which is the spiritual. You're denying yourself a lot of the physical so that your spiritual can be enhanced, okay? So many times, we're looking for guidance and clarity, and we get, people say they can't hear their inner voice, or, they're having trouble discerning what's the right thing to do. Your stomach's full, okay, and processing, trying to digest a lot of your body's energy, okay, and physical energy, because it's exerting it to digest food, but also through your intent. You're focused along the material. You just scarfed down a bunch of food, okay. You're heavily in the material realm, all right? And so your guidance, intuition, all these things are, through our connection with the divine, okay? You have to be tapped more into your spiritual self to gain more clarity. This is why people do lots of meditations before they, tap into the divine, okay? This is why you want to have lots of inner stillness and calm the mind. This is why a lot of people they close your eyes when you're meditating or tapping into when I'm using my tarot deck, I'm calling in the divine to ask for guidance. My eyes are closed, okay? Because I'm not focused on what's outside of me. I'm trying to connect more to something that's not spiritual. That's not physical, something that is spiritual, okay? And so through fasting and doing it in a way that is with a strong intent, okay? I have this certain decision I need to make, and I want to make sure I make it in the best, in the most beneficial way for myself and others. I want to enhance my intuition. I want to connect with the divine in a new way, okay? As a healer myself, I now practice this where, remember I was saying, you can also do it daily. I do intermittent fasting where I don't eat until at least afternoon, okay, 12 p.m. And the majority of my sessions that I have with clients, I have before then, so that I haven't eaten yet, and I'm way more connected to the divine. And ever since I've switched that and started doing that through my sessions, they already were accurate and clear. But the things that I hear now are even more precise. I'm noticing I have to pull less cards. There's so much more just auditory information, clear audience, clear cognizance just dropping into me because of the intermittent fasting that I have added to my daily routine. Okay, so that is true. You can, do this for yourself daily, where you break your fast. You wait to break your fast until afternoon, like after 12. Okay, that will enhance your intuition as well, because you don't have a heavy breakfast clouding your judgment. Not saying eating is going to cloud your intuition, but this is to enhance. Okay, but to get the mega boost that I'm talking about, taking 3 to 4 days to specifically focus on not having much intake physically is really going to boost that intuition, okay, and boost your connection with the divine. before I started doing this consciously, I would notice that, I would lose my appetite for 4 or 5 days and not really eat much at all. And I'm like, just thinking that my body is going through cycles, but I started to notice that during those times, I was getting a lot done in my mind, a lot processing. I was receiving lots of information. And so it was like my body knew before I even consciously was aware, look, I need to fast at this moment because there's certain information I need. There's certain things I need to discern. This is also great for discerning. Let's say you are, dating and you're meeting someone new and you want to just feel into spiritually, what is this person, bringing to you? Is this the right choice to continue with this person? I recently was in a business partnership with someone, and luckily this occurred during the process of fasting because I was able to pick up certain things that I feel like I wouldn't have picked up if I was not in the process of fasting. Okay, a little red flags and things I was easily able to feel into, whereas I may not have been if I weren't fasting at that time. So I was able to decline that business partnership and from continuing. Okay, and so that could also be something you are using the fasting for. Okay, to make a choice through discernment. All right, in your life, is this the right choice for me, the right person for me? Okay, but through fasting and making that intent with it, so much benefit can occur. Okay. I want to mention as well, just added spiritual benefits. So that's the main thing to mega boost your intuition. I'm telling you, my dreams were insane, for the period of me doing the chosen fast. Just the way my intuition is connected through my body is extremely strong. I noticed that I'm just an open channel. I'm receiving messages without me even asking. Okay, so have your journal out, because if you do this, it does open you up a lot more. You become a lot more spiritually porous, okay? Because you are connecting less to your physical body, right? And so naturally, when you turn off the physical, you turn on the spiritual, okay? So it's similar to, someone that has lost one of their senses. Let's say if you, no longer have, you can no longer see. This is going to, over time, enhance your hearing, enhance your taste, enhance your touch, okay? So similar to that, when you take away focusing so much on the physical, the digestion is not even really on. You get what I'm saying? After 9 or 10 hours, your digestion begins to really slow down. Your just focus in general, you have less energy when you're doing the fasting, okay? Because your body is focused more on the spiritual. All right, and even over time, your body starts to burn itself, basically burning its own fats, which is removing even more of the physical, so you can have a more purified connection through your spiritual essence. Okay, so that is all amazing to say. That's the main thing I want to say with fasting, to mega boost your intuition. Okay, you will hear so much more from the divine. You won't even have to do any kind of deep practices to tap in, because you will be completely tapped in, because naturally we are spiritual beings. There's nothing we really have to do to be spiritual. We are spiritual naturally, okay? But a way to just connect more with this beingness, to connect more with this truth, is through fasting, okay? Another thing through fasting that occurs is your intuition is really a messenger of your inner self, all right? And so if you're having trouble discerning your path, what's the best path for me? If you're having trouble discerning what does my intuition feel like, what does my inner voice feel like, just feel your own feelings, okay? Fasting is also an amazing thing for that, right? Because it helps you to connect more with your spiritual essence, your spiritual being, okay? Just being with yourself, okay? I noticed that when I'm fasting, I'm able to feel more myself. I can quickly make decisions because I feel more into who I am. So I'm naturally going to be more in touch with my inner compass, okay? So that's another thing through fasting, especially that, yes, the intermittent fasting, but the strong fasting I'm talking about. And you also could do water fasting. I've done that as well, where it's just liquids, okay? An occasional tea. I have to bring in some tea or coffee. I'm hypoglycemic, so I'm not trying to have some sugar level issues, okay? But that also is extremely beneficial if you really want to bring in lots of guidance. At the start of 2021, there was a situation where I needed strong guidance, okay? And I did only liquids for 3 days, and that really brought in extremely heightened intuition for me, and just the connection, again, like I said, to myself, to my decisions, to my essence, okay? And lastly, with fasting in general as well, fasting causes your body to have a reset as well as your spirit, okay? I noticed that, after fasting and doing lots of the processing and whatever occurs during my fast, I'm able to feel reset and rejuvenated because my spirit is reset, okay? Because whatever you do to your body, you do to your spirit. It's interconnected, okay? If you're not paying attention to the signs of your body, you don't listen to your body, you don't listen to your emotions, I'm pretty sure you're not going to listen to your spirit. You're not going to be led by your guides. You're not going to be led by your heart, okay? Because it's interconnected, all right? People that are very intuitive, more than likely are also very connected to their bodies, okay? So saying all that, when you do not eat for a long period of time, your body begins to reset itself. Your immune system is heightened and reset. The microbes in your gut are also reset. This also helps a lot with physicality. I just taught a major, 3 days of dance, and I have not taught dance since the start of COVID in face-to-face with students. And so through fasting, I was doing this during the fasting. It helped me with choreographing as well, very quickly. But also my body was so much more agile, okay? Because even though I was not eating as much, you would think I would be more sore and more tired doing all those hours of teaching. My body was actually way more prepared because I had been fasting, and it was in a way better state, okay? It was just reset, right? Your metabolism is also greatly boosted and enhanced through fasting as well. So with all of these benefits, physically, all these things being reset, your skin, okay, I've noticed really has a great benefit from fasting as well. It's a detox, okay? Detoxes your colon, it fully clears out your colon. After a few days, you'll notice that you're excreting like really interesting looking things. This is because your body finally has the time to really process and fully release all that is in your gut, okay? So these benefits of how your body's reset through fasting, the same occurs through your spirit. You're able to really, if there's something you're working to heal, okay, and process, through fasting, you'll be able to really process it in a way where you can move forward and it has affected your subconscious, okay? Because we can process things consciously all day, but if it doesn't move and make its way to the subconscious, then what's the point, okay? Because subconscious is ruling over more than 90% of our awareness, okay? Similar with, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember learning in high school about when you study, you had to make sure that it actually settles in, okay? Or you just will wake up and completely forget the information. And so fasting helps you to really process and get a connection to the subconscious so you can do deep pattern healing, deep inner work, okay? There's also just an ability to reset your vision for yourself, reset your feelings. I noticed that when I'm fasting, there's something that, that's gotten me down, or there's something that I've been processing. I'm way better able to completely reset and have like that phoenix moment because of fasting, okay? I'm able to connect more with myself, connect with my emotions, and really process whatever I'm feeling and find the answers for what my body is telling me, okay? So saying all these things, guys, can you see the benefits of fasting and how it mega boosts your intuition, your sense of self, your decision making, your discernment, and so much more, okay? And so as we're moving into the age of Aquarius and I'm sharing all these tips, I feel that are going to be great for us as a collective to move into this new age, to help us to be more aware and liberated in the future. Fasting has to be on the list, okay? So I'm excited I got this spiritual vlog out to you guys so you know more about the benefits of fasting and how I choose to do it personally, and also intermittent fasting as well you can do on a day-by-day basis to bring smaller enhancements to yourself. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. Again, if you want even more tips on your intuition and boosting that, check out my course I have on connecting more with the divine, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Much love.